My name is Shebreh Kalantari-Johnson, and I'm running for Santa Cruz City Council.
Many Santa Cruz residents have been affected by the pandemic with concerns around childcare, unemployment, and more. As a member of the City Council, what will you bring to the COVID-19 response and reopening plans?
That's a great question. This is certainly a time of uncertainty for so many people with distance learning and with businesses shutting down. This is the number one thing that council members need to focus on. There's several different layers that we need to look at. First and foremost is we need to work in partnership with our public health partners and make sure that we ourselves and our city residents are following the public health recommendations so that we keep our community members safe. And as we partner with public health, we need to think about safe ways for us to continue as a community to support our local businesses, to support our nonprofits, to support our displaced workers. I know the city has responded swiftly to the initial phase of COVID, and I think it's important that we think of some long-term plans. We need to look at bringing in outside resources, drawing in funds from state and the federal government, and then doing what we can here in our community to get creative and innovative about microloans, partnering with our community foundations so that our nonprofits can continue to provide the very important services that they are, and that our local businesses are up and running. I know that many nonprofits have gotten some initial support and have addressed childcare, for example. That was a huge gap at the start of COVID, where we saw that essential workers were lacking childcare. So, for example, if I may share one specific response that our community did is that we pulled funds from the various community foundations in Santa Cruz and created an emergency response fund to organizations that provide childcare services. And we were able to provide childcare services for either free or very, very low cost.
Amid the current racial justice movement at the national and local level, what response would you like to see the council take?
This movement has been a long time coming, and it's brought to light structural inequities that have been embedded in our society for hundreds of years. And there are many, it's complex and there are many layers. I think that we have to look at it holistically, and we have to look at the systems that have perpetuated racial injustice in our community and beyond. From our education system to our healthcare system to our law enforcement system. So as a city council member, I think the first important thing is to take a pause and self-reflect. What are my own prejudices? Where am I in, how have I experienced oppression and privileges in my own life? So I think that's actually one of the most important steps, one of the first steps that every individual, especially council members, need to take, is to self-reflect, and then look at our city infrastructure and look at our city departments and look at where the gaps are and look at where there's opportunities, and then work with our full county systems and again ask those questions. What are the policies and procedures that are perpetuating racial inequities? Where are there barriers that we need to address, and where are there opportunities for shifts? And I know that our local law enforcement has been working on the chief and mayor's task force, and they've outlined some strategies. So I'm looking forward to learning more about what that task force has been doing, and either augmenting the work and or pursuing what has been drafted up within that task force.
What is one more thing you want voters to know about your platform or goals for Santa Cruz County?
I'm a person that my background is, I'm from Iran, and my path as a child living in wartime, post-revolution in Iran, being a refugee, coming to the US, not speaking any English, that path has really shaped who I am and my career path. What I have worked towards in my career and in my life is towards building strong, equitable communities, inclusive, diverse communities. Everything I've done in my board, as a board member, as a community volunteer, and my grant writing work has worked towards strong, equitable communities. So I am interested in contributing to building a strong, equitable community here in Santa Cruz. I think we can do that through a number of different ways, creating community wellness by looking at climate action, by looking at public health, economic vitality for all individuals, including people of color and Black individuals that are in our community, low-income individuals, families. We need to address housing. Housing is a public health and social equity issue, and we're not alone. We're like many other Central Coast communities in California, but I know we can do better. We have a lot of brilliant minds in our community, and we've been forward thinking in a lot of other areas, and I know that we can in this area as well. And social equity, as we just spoke about. Those are the things that I think are pathways to creating a strong, resilient, inclusive, and diverse community.